This is the moment you've been waiting for, isn't it? Well, waiting's over. We'll never get through those gates while the mortar's there. Keep that up.
It's only a flesh wound.
How about you blow up this one?
Really use your
Sorcerer here! Destroy him, quick! Zap the buggers. Good shooting.
Can you take that mortar? The fire! Down
He's not getting back up, that's for sure. Wow, they're not used to dealing with magic.
Block! Stick that up Logan's pipe and smoke it. Good hit! A few more like that and we'll be through these guards in no time.
You pet.
Did you see that? Be careful.
The longer we store, the more of our people we lose.
Give these fanatics a second chance.
Watch out, men. The dock's dangerous.
Hey, they didn't want to get killed. They shouldn't work for tyrants.
They don't stand a chance against us. We have to take the castle now.
Well struck, soldier.
Keep it up. There's plenty more left. They put tasks, don't they? All right. He should have surrendered. Their masks won't protect them from a smell like that. The mortar's down!
I can't wait to hoist
Get it!
The Auroran ship should be able to move in closer now. Good stuff.
Let's take the fight into the city! Ah, bit of close
That was an
combat.
easy shot.
This is more like it. Recognize old Walter, you hobotherers!
How you feeling, Bolt?
Better if you stop asking me. Now let's go! I bet you've been wanting to do that for a long time.
That one was a right fucker. Glad you got it.
Stick that sword down their throats. That showed him. More guards!
Your Give him time to cast out.
Is this not the grandest time you've ever had? Sabine, you almost blew us up. You saw a glorious beacon of freedom burning in the night for all the... No. What is it, Boulder? Oh, bloody hell. Move! It'll take more than a grenade to finish off that old sod.
Meanwhile, let's do what he says and get moving, shall we? Not the other way round.
Shut up, then.
Evade! That's another notch for you. Oh, that's just magic.
Look, it's Paige. That girl knows how to handle herself. Come on, we're not far from the castle now. We'll meet up with her there.
I'm afraid your property was irreparably damaged during the battle.
Damn it, soldier! Ignore your injuries! Look at that! It's almost like they're expecting us.
Well done, soldier!
They really know how to make you feel well. Oh, please, we're a street. You noticed all the houses and doors? We just need to perpetrate breaking and entering, followed by some flanking and filleting.
That's right you are.
alone.
That deserves a round of applause.
You think that hurts? I'm at worse than you, Sunshine.
Take that, you rebel!
Wow, that is amazing stuff!
Shoot through their helmets!
Watch out, the traitor has a gun!
Great parry!
Just like that. Logan's guards are good, aren't they? Man, I hate them. I have to learn that trick. Keep that up and we'll get through them in no time. That's just for you.
That took care of another one.
Elite soldiers, my ass. Have that.
Stay alert. There'll be more coming. We have to find a way past this gate.
Always with the damn gates.
What we need are explosives. But I used mine up on the way here.
If only we knew some sort of tiny, crazy old man who enjoyed blowing things up.
Ha ha! Did you see that boulder that the whole city bowed to our thunder?
Hang on. How did you get to the other side in the first place?
Dwellers have their ways, my boy. Is there anyone left to kill?
There will be soon. More troops are on the way. Kalian's fleet got a fair few, but not all.
We'll hold them off.
Come on, Boulder, there's more fighting to be done.
Good luck in there. Hope the crown fits.
Let's finish this for good, while I can still stand up on my own.
Ah, there's a killer walking amongst us.
Shall we knock? No. Let's surprise him.
So, this is how it ends. The old fool and the child who ran away. You finally become the man I always wanted you to be.
He's a lot more than that, and now he's ready to take your place.
Perhaps the time has come for someone else to lead Albion.
You were never a leader, just another tyrant.
Did it ever occur to you that I may have had good reason to be?
We're not interested in your reasons.
Cower behind ignorance if you will, but my brother deserves to know the truth.
Save it for the trial, Logan. You can beg for your life then. There he is. The King of Albion. You've made it. Just like I always knew you would. It doesn't get any easier, though. You have a country to run now. And with Jasper busy in the sanctuary, you'll need a new personal aide. Someone who can keep you organized. Let me introduce you to...
Hobson. Hobson's the name, Your Majesty. May I say what an extraordinary honor it is to serve you? I have a vast wealth of experience, I assure you, though I have yet to experience vast wealth. That, Your Majesty, is an example of the sense of humor which will no doubt make our time together such a delight.
No doubt. Well, I'll leave you two to get better acquainted. I should begin preparations for the trial.
The trial, of course. The very first item on today's agenda. Among my other qualities, I am well versed in toadying, public relations, and time management. And I heartily believe the key to being a successful king is following a well-scheduled royal agenda. If you will permit me, here are today's appointments. I'm sure you will do a marvelous job presiding over your brother's trial, which, as I said, will be your very first royal duty. Your subjects await in the throne room for what is sure to be an historic occasion, Your Majesty.
All stand to attention for the King of Albion. Logan, former King of Albion, you stand accused today of crimes against the kingdom and its people. Those who brought you to justice will now speak.
There's not a soul alive in the kingdom who hasn't suffered for his glory, and plenty who've died for it. I says, let him have some death of his own.
Look, I'm not one for lopping people's heads off, but we saw Major Swift executed like it was a bloody circus act. He deserves nothing less as far as I'm concerned.
But aren't we better than that? Isn't that why we fought to be here now? I've seen what Logan has done to this city. People starving to death, children forced to work. But killing him now won't solve anything.
It is not my place to decide his fate, but his betrayal condemned many of my people to death. He promised us salvation, and then left us to face the darkness alone.
I had good reason to break that promise, and I had good reason for the crimes you claim I committed. The day I returned to Albion, I received a visit from a blind seer, Teresa, our father's guide. She showed me the future of this kingdom. The darkness in Aurora is coming here, bringing death, destruction, the end of our way of life. The sacrifices I had to make, I did them to protect Albion. If a few had to suffer, it was to build an army. If a few had to die, it was to save a country. I have spent years preparing for this attack. Let me stand by your side now, and all my soldiers will be yours to command. Let us face the coming darkness, together.
If this is true, if it's really coming here, we are all in grave danger.
You have the power over life and death, brother. Now choose.
This is not an easy decision to make. Take all the time you need.
You can't escape punishment for what you've done, Logan. I sentence you to death.
The king has made his decision. Logan will pay for his crimes against the people of Albion with his life.
Squad forward! Attention! Ready! Take aim! Fire! At ease!
You have fulfilled the first part of your destiny. You were little more than a child when you left the castle. You have become a hero, a leader, and now, finally, a monarch. But your journey is not yet done. Now you are king. You can know the truth. Albion will soon be attacked, and the threat could not be greater. Darkness is coming to our land. It cannot be reasoned with, it cannot be halted. The ruler of Albion is all that stands between the world we inhabit and that darkness. That is why you had to take your brother's place. The course of history demands it. If you do not succeed, everything we know will come to an end.
Why didn't you tell me all this at the start? It was never about Logan, was it?
I told you what you needed to know, and I never spoke anything but the truth. With Logan on the throne, Albion would have been doomed. This much I know. Only with a hero wearing the crown do we stand a chance of survival.
And how do I stop it?
You won't. Its arrival is inevitable. 1 year from now, the darkness will fall upon Albion. All you can do is prepare, and hope to save as many of your people as you can. How you do so is up to you. 2 paths lie ahead. You may keep the promises you have made and be known as a benevolent ruler. But understand that doing so will leave little to spend on the kingdom's protection and may lead you to disaster. It is not easy to be popular and keep the treasury full, unless you are willing to sacrifice your personal wealth. But you may also choose to break those promises, to harm your people in order to save them. You will not lack the means to build the army you need, but you will be hated. This path will cast you in the role of a tyrant, as it did your brother. You have 1 year to do what Logan could not. Be the ruler that readies Albion for the greatest threat it has ever faced, and be the hero that can stand against it.
Your Majesty, I'm not sure what to say after receiving such news. The darkness that is coming. People won't understand what it means. Nobody could, without living through it first. We need to prepare. If we can't stop the attack from happening, we have to be ready when it comes. You will need to raise a fortune to pay for the army we'll need. Hobson will show you the treasury, and I'm sure he can explain just how to fill it.
Indeed I can.
Then I will leave you to it. Ben and I will begin recruiting and training soldiers at once.
If you will follow me, Your Majesty. Oh, how I have looked forward to this moment. This is it, Albion's royal treasury, the store of the kingdom's total wealth. It's, well, not as replete as one would like, but just imagine this room shimmering with hills, valleys, and plateaus of gold, a topography of riches going all the way up to the ceiling. It will require nothing less to build this army everyone is talking about. Which brings us to the second item on today's agenda, and one I'm personally very excited about. Setting the tax rate for the coming year. As you probably know, your brother was taxing the people rather heavily, and some say that this has led to poverty, starvation, and other societal ills. You have three clear choices, Your Majesty. 1, lower the tax rate, which one could argue would help the poor and the hungry, but would also leave the treasury in a miserable state. 2, maintain Logan's policies. Not a popular move with the people, but moderately popular with the Treasury. And 3, and don't let my enthusiasm influence you in any way, raise the taxes even further. True, many will suffer in the short term, but we will be able to protect the kingdom and run our fingertips over vast amounts of gold in this very room. What will it be, Your Majesty? Very well, Your Majesty. Ah, an arousing sight, is it not? Breathe in that gilded air. Our tax collectors have not wasted any time carrying out your wishes. Certainly some people will starve to death, but it's a small price to pay for the security of our land. If you carry on being this decisive, the treasury will soon be overflowing. Perhaps you could even take a little of the money for yourself. Wink, wink. However you decide to proceed, you should acquaint yourself with the Royal Ledger. It is a logbook that allows the reigning monarch to make deposits and withdrawals from the treasury. A most useful financial tool. But my, look at the time! You really ought to attend to the next item on today's agenda. Reva has a most intriguing proposal for you in Bowerstone Industrial. Now, I know you have had your differences, but it is time to put those behind you and work together. Nobody can raise money like Reva can, I assure you. I have seen to it that your appearance among the populace is well publicized, so expect a crowd.
Oh. Oi! Hey! You're just a big bully. Nice, weather we're having. Yes? Oh no. What did I do wrong? I promise I won't do it again. Oh. Oh. Why even bother? Dear Lord, you scared me to death! What you... Hey! Stop!
Come here.
Yeah! Gross. You gave me quite a scare there. What? Ah! Oh, get off! That'll teach you.
Over here.
What's the point of anything? Certainly no point to that. Oh no! What did I do wrong? I promise I won't do it again. Really, really bad. What you... Hey, oi! Oh, yeah. Oh, gross.
Look at this.
Yes, Your Majesty. Oh. Yes, Your Majesty. That was, well...
Don't tempt me, Weaver. I show you what...
Oh, happy day! His Majesty, the King of Albion, graces us with his radiant presence. I knew last time we met that you would emerge victorious from such public sibling rivalry. And now, here I am, to assist you in filling your coffers till they are fit to burst. What better way to begin your reign than by reinstating one of my most successful policies? There is no greater waste than the idleness of our city's youth, but my employment scheme guarantees children of all ages will have something to occupy them, whilst ensuring our factories are properly manned.
It's just monstrous. Don't listen to him. You promised you would end child labor. Remember that promise now.
And what would you have us do with the snotty little indigents?
The only way Bowerstone is going to climb out of the gutter is through education. Nothing is more important to our future than that. Turn this factory into a school. Give the children of this city the chance they never had.
A school? Well, that's an original thought. Well, if you'd like to be known as a pauper monarch, then by all means, listen to her. Reaver Industries will abide by your decision.
The factory will be reopened as it was. We need all the workers we can get.
A most astute choice, Your Majesty. I shall begin the necessary modifications at once.
I will never forgive you for this. After all we've done, you're no different to Logan.
Oi! No slacking!
Welcome to the reopening of Reaver Industries Youth Center, where we care for your young 20 hours a day, teach them valuable skills, and ensure they never, ever get into trouble.
You mean we can only spend our wages in the company store?
So tired. Run! Boo! Boo!
Hiya. I bet everyone remembers what you did.
I cannot tell you what joy it brings me to see you crowned king at last. I served proudly under your father when he sat on the throne, and I will continue to serve you to the best of my abilities. But becoming a ruler does not mean you cease to be a hero. That is why I shall remain in the sanctuary. It is where I belong, after all. And with this new, terrible threat approaching, you will no doubt find the sanctuary as valuable as your castle.
If you could round up those loathsome gnomes that Brian unleashed, you'd really be doing the world a favor. A little something new has appeared in the Sanctuary shop. Care to have a look? Welcome to the Sanctuary.
Utter naffness! Boo!
Oh, it's you. Please don't hurt me. No!
Democracy and a parliament. That's what we want. Free beer. Yeah, free beer. Nah.
I give hard cash for your unwanted goods, on the spot.
Don't fight with your hands. Use a weapon.
We want a ruler who supports us. We've got something for everybody.
Enjoy. Oh, you've bought a fine item. Enjoy. I hope it brings you great happiness.
Got too much gear? Sell it to me.
Boo! Hiss!
What are you
Nearly shit myself.
I sensed your presence before you even arrived. What did you eat?
Boo!
Utter crap!
Oh no! Please don't kill me!
My genius!
Please.
Christ! Make a run for it!
No!
People don't feel too secure when their leader goes out breaking their leader doesn't. Run! I don't mind turning the blind eye, but maybe there should be some sort of bonus. This is no way to get the people to like you. I'm going to assume I should make an exception in your case. Your Majesty. Not making yourself too popular. Your Majesty. Wish you'd stop that. Make my life so much easier. People don't feel too secure when their leader goes out breaking laws. Exception in your
Oh, but you turn a blind eye when it's the sovereign.
I don't mind.
And what am
turning
I
the
to
blind
tell
eye,
them?
But maybe there should be some sort of bonus.
My dad used to say, it's not the criminal, it's no one's above the law except for the
law,
mob.
Your Majesty. You
But
put
isn't
us
the
in an
most
awkward
pithy
position.
aphorism, is it?
You're supposed to represent the law of the...
Ouch! This is no.
Now you got done for that murder attempt. I ain't gonna let...
To respect the law of their leader doesn't. I'm going to assume I should make an exception in your case. Your Majesty. Expect citizens to respect the law of their leader doesn't.
No one... You asked for it. No one's above...
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I hate you. You're the scariest thing I've seen.
supposed to represent the law of the land, not break it.
At last I boarded a motley crewed frigate one balmy night. Whether on a drunken impulse or because of the result of a drunken bet, I cannot say. Though drunkenness was most certainly to blame one way or the other. Though hardly pleased with the company I was forced to keep, or the profession I was forced to embrace, I looked forward to the chance of seeing more of the world than was bounded by Albion's borders. I must admit, however, that the plundering nature of our voyages contrived to spoil any tourism I might have otherwise enjoyed in the foreign landscapes we visited. My impression of such exotic locations is inextricably tied with images of the local population waving sharp implements in a threatening manner as our ship set sail for the horizon. When my crew and I next alighted in the port of Bowerstone with the intention of selling our wares on the black market, I grasped my chance and left this chapter of my life behind with little regrets, but quite a few cuts and bruises.
No, please, please.
You're supposed to represent the law of the land, not break it.
Not make. You brought this.
Our job's to stop. Not making.
I'm going to assume I should make an exception in your case. This is no way to get the people to like you.
All stand for the king. Today, You will decide what is to be done with the Bowerstone Old Quarter, site of the Battle for Albion. Paige will offer her proposal. Riva shall stand against her.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, our victory came at a great cost to the city. You have done little to improve the lives of your citizens since you came to power. But it's not too late to start. I ask that the Old Quarter be rebuilt, and its former residents rehomed. You wouldn't just be helping those in great need. You'd be sending a message to your people. They're scared, Your Majesty. Let them know they can count on you.
Your Majesty, the Old Quarter was indeed devastated by your glorious triumph, but as its name subtly implies, it was old. The cost of rebuilding the area would be a colossal waste of money, and the people who called its decrepit shambles of streets and houses their home are better off without it. Besides, one must question what they have to offer our society. Why build homes for the inept and the unskilled? I recommend you reject Paige's proposal and keep the money for more deserving endeavors.
It was our actions that caused the devastation, Your Majesty. But the final decision rests with you.
I know you have important matters on your mind, but you should never forget your people.
Nobody can possibly blame you for the damage. Let us leave it well alone.
We are responsible for the damage. We should make things right.
If we don't raise enough gold to defend ourselves, the whole of Albion could end up looking like the Old Quarter. Or worse.
We destroyed the Old Quarter. It's only right we rebuild it.
The king has reached his decision. The Old Quarter shall be rebuilt, and its former residents will have their homes returned.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This will be a very popular move.
I suppose there may be something to be gained by rebuilding part of the city. It shows our sense of industry has not yet been dampened. Very well, Your Majesty. Despite the current climate of fear and great national need, Riva Industries has once again struck a blow for the honest man on the street. The sad sight of the decayed and war-torn Old Quarter is no more. We are proud to present the new Old Quarter.
It breaks one's heart to see the treasury so empty. If we don't do something about it, we will all die. And I have some very definitive retirement plans. As a matter of fact, our very first order of business might have a bearing on our financial situation. The time has come to decide the annual town guard budget. As you can imagine, the people like to complain about crime and the lack of safety on our streets and are calling for more guards than your brother was ever willing to pay for. You have 3 choices, Your Majesty. Leave the budget as it is. After all, the people have grown accustomed to murder, theft, and contraband. Increase the budget and fill the streets with soldiers keeping the peace. A rather costly solution. Or take a more considered approach by lowering the budget. For what is the point of a safe, well-policed kingdom when it is too poor to protect itself from certain annihilation? Very wise, Your Majesty. Better to have a city full of criminals than a city full of very dead people. Let us now turn our attention to the rest of today's business. Here is the royal schedule I have prepared. As you can see, you have a busy day in the court, but a tremendously enjoyable one. Decoration is a passion of mine, and I simply cannot wait to see your choice. The interior designers await you in the throne room.
Ah! Hello.
His Majesty, the King of Albion. Today you decide on the decor of the castle. Two of Albion's greatest interior designers have come to present their suggestions.
You may speak.
Run!
Your Majesty, I am Herman Worthy, and I have a design in mind that will blow your little royal socks off. Imagine a celestial scheme capable of lifting the shadows that haunt these halls. A fabulous balance of serene hues that announce to the world, I am a strong, virtuous leader. Hear me roar. But also, look how pretty my home is. You are an enlightened king. Let the heart of your castle be enlightened too.
Celestial? Serene? Pretty? Do you wish to be known as a ruler or as a fool? I am Sybil Maleficent, Your Majesty, and I can tell you that people respect what they fear. This castle should be a fortress of dread. I propose that we flood the rooms and corridors with blood, or at least a suitable paint substitute. Let all those who look upon this palace know terror, whether they be your subjects or your enemies.
It may seem trivial, but appearances can affect the opinion of the entire kingdom. The choice is yours, Your Majesty.
Run! Run!
I wish this to be a fortress of dread.
The readers of Castle Design Weekly will be delighted with your intelligent choice.
Well, I, for one, am seriously considering cancelling my subscription. You're all witches.
Run!
Today you decide on the future of Aurora, Your Majesty. Kaelin will speak for her people. Reva will dispute her cause.
You may speak.
I am here to seek the protection you promised. It is too long since my people felt safe, or knew of life without suffering. We were honored to join your fight to claim Albion. Now it is time we joined your kingdom. Do what your brother failed to do. Help us to rebuild Aurora, and protect it as you would your own land.
There is nothing so noble as embracing other cultures, and I, for one, could not be happier to count Aurora as part of Albion. But surely they must work for that privilege, and I happen to know just how to put them to good service. There is an abandoned mine in the Auroran desert that holds enough materials to benefit the whole kingdom. Let us employ Kaelin and her people to gather what resources there may be. That can be their payment.
You are talking about forced labor.
Well, let's not get bogged down in semantics. It's a fair transaction.
I know you will not break your oath. You understand what we have been through.
The choice is yours, Your Majesty.
I'm begging you.
Run!
Flee for your lives! Flee!
Run away!
No, it is not my time to die yet, surely.
Run for it!
Run! Just don't tell me. I'm begging you.
Do not turn your back on us now, Majesty. My people need you.
Terrifying.
Aurora will become part of Albion, but they must work for this privilege.
The king has spoken. Aurora shall be mined for resources. Its people shall receive the protection of the throne in exchange for their labor.
You are no better than your brother. He may have left us to die, but you wish only to exploit us.
Terrifying.
Run!
Must get away.
No, it is not my time to die yet, surely.
To the new and
Don't
improved
do it.
Aurora, an oasis of friendship, camaraderie, and valuable resources. Visit the city that Reaver Industries rebuilt from sand and tour the local mines where you can witness the Aurorans' refreshingly vigorous work ethic. Aurora, a gem glowing in the darkness.
A wise decision in court today, Your Majesty. While it is true that your popularity in Aurora has suffered, the people closer to home are not too concerned. This could prove to be a very profitable arrangement. And speaking of Aurora and profits, we may have stumbled upon some very exciting news in that area. It seems that a group of Albion explorers visiting Aurora have discovered a rare diamond in the desert. They heard the legend of this extraordinary gem from the locals, and understandably set out to find it, without a moment's regard for their own lives. Which may go some way to explaining why only one of the explorers returned in one piece. He came back empty-handed, speaking of the hideous desert beings protecting the treasure. Think of the glory, Your Majesty, the adventure, the romance, the large sums of money we stand to make. The diamond is located in one of the caves beneath the Auroran wasteland, reportedly the site of an ancient, abandoned temple. You need only to take it.
Your Majesty.
Boo! Boo!
Ah.
daughter, you know. I don't really remember you, though. Oh, you're back! Hooray! Why did you kill that person?
Shop's closing up for the night.
Oh, you're so cute.
I think you'll really like this. Greetings, my lord. Instead of making us pay more tax...
Hi. Yeah. Hey! Oh, yeah. That's it.
Oh. That's nice, dear. Holding hands with you makes me weak at the knees. It really does. Oh, my darling, fill my heart with love. I never knew it could be like this. I had my suspicions, but I couldn't be sure.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Hot diggity damn, that's good.
Oh, yes.
There's enough money around, but if you can spare more, I'd appreciate it. My sweet little darling, you've been so wonderful, I just had to get you this gift.
Here you are, Daddy. I got you a
Holding
present.
hands with you makes me weak at the knees. It really does. I would, but I can
It's so
barely see
nice to
straight
see
from the
Mum
last
smiling.
time. Oh, so that's it, is it?
Nice to see you, Your Majesty.
Bit clingy, aren't you? All right then, if you must.
Daddy, I can't believe it!
Awful, this is.
Hello.
I was hoping that was what you were thinking. It's all I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. So good to be with someone who can keep up. Seems well enough, though, I guess. You're the best, darling. Who else gives it to you like that? There'll not be anyone. That's very nice, love. Very nice indeed. All right, darling, if you like. I was hoping that was what you were thinking. That's all I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. So good to be with someone who can keep up.
Oh. 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 Ah.
There are new...
We're expensive,
Buy your wares here.
but we're
and
good.
shot owned by one
I
of
love
Albion's most
Bowerstone.
famous adventurers.
Ah, what rubbish.
A dead body!
Always ready to follow.
Let's see that gold, then.
Like living on the wild side, huh? Give it to me, Your Majesty.
I don't
Oh!
More taxes, Your Majesty? What are you going to do with all that money? You're just, well, amazing.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
Bah!
I'm gonna be living under a bridge.
Greetings, sir. Majesty.
Yeah, I get it.
Greetings, sir.
Sir.
Ah, there's a killer walking.
Fine, thank you.
Hello, superhero.
Get out of here!
No one on Bowerstone.
You won't
Buy
find
your
lots of
wares
food
You won't
anywhere.
regret spending so much.
Owned by one of
We
Albion's
only
most
stock the
famous
very best and
adventurers.
most
Bowerstone,
expensive
right here.
items. Sale! Business is pretty good, but I'm sure you can help
At
to
your
make
service.
it even better.
Awful, this is.
Boo! That's a great ink you've got. Actually, look a bit.
Oh, wow.
That's a goodbye.
Don't be
Such a tight ass. Lovely outfit.
A gold coin would make
Boo! Boo!
Your pleasure is my business. Catchy, that, isn't it?
That person is responsible.
The king! Help! Please don't!
A tattoo lasts forever. So I worked out a design very carefully over several months. Actually, forget it. I'm getting a snake.
Oh,
Nah.
life on the street isn't easy.
No one on
Not that you think it
Bowerstone
would
has
be.
better products.
Don't shop business is plenty of gold.
I've got
This
the
is a
best
wealthy
doctor you've ever
town.
seen. At the best prices, too.
Can't expect citizens to respect the law.
I've never hated. What are you doing?
Here we go.
Wish you'd stop that. Make my life so much easier.
Why would you want to kill me? I don't deserve death. I'm a good person. Please.
Yeah!
I'm going
Not
to
exactly
assume
leading by example.
Ah!
Not making our job easy, Your Majesty.
No, please. Nice. Good, even.
Think of my children!
Please, look into your art. Just don't rip mine out.
No! Please! Ah!
Oh.
Think of my children!
Run! You'll be amazed by our low, low prices.
My dad used to say, it's not the criminal.
Leave me alone! Leave me alive! Please!
Ah, hello. Oh. Any other business?
If you water your dreams with fear and worry, only choking weeds will grow.
It's a great day to be alive. And a better day to kill. I had a doggy once. Had him with mash and mushy peas.
worthless. Let go of my hand. You're hurting me. That really hurt. And why did you bring me here? Your Highness. Oh, yes. Thank you, Your Majesty. Leave us alone. Haven't we gone through enough?
Very funny. Horrible!
One day, Aurora shall be free.
You are transcendentally evil. Your hatred and malice are so all-encompassing that they encompass all. And then they encompass a little bit more as well. You are a demon. Darkness and despair incarnate. I like the hat particularly. Well done.
There are new weapons in your armory. With a rifle, a skilled shooter can hit targets at significant range and inflict considerable damage. Is a different weapon required? Any other business to attend to? Your special gift is still waiting for you to open it. Surely you've had enough anticipation.
Blue is a good color for you. Yep. You should put on a nice blue...
Us alone.
I'd like to get to know someone like you, and then drown them.
Get about 100 handkerchiefs. Stealing them is an economical alternative to buying them. Stitch, glue, or tape them together, tie a string to each corner, go to the highest place you can find, put 2 strings in each hand, and then jump off. Note, this activity does pose significant risks. and should not be attempted except under favourable wind conditions. Even then, you'd have to be completely insane.